Welcome to ZaranTech. This video on competencies in Workday Performance Management. I'll be walking you through the key aspects of configuring and using competencies in Workday. Let's start with a quick disclaimer. The materials in this video are provided for informational purposes only. It's your responsibility to comply with copyright laws. No part of this document may be reproduced without permission, except for fair use. Images from open sources are used for illustration only and cannot be used for promotional purposes without consent. Let's start with a brief overview of the agenda. In this presentation, we'll cover the competency framework in Workday, including competency categories and classes, proficiency rating scales used to measure competencies, maintaining proficiency ratings attributes, creating competencies, level-based behavioral indicators, associating competencies to job families and management levels, linking competencies to job profiles, and assigning competencies at the job family and management level. Workday provides robust functionality for competency management through its advanced competency framework. This allows you to configure competency models made up of categories, classes, and competencies. You can then associate these competencies to jobs, job profiles, management levels, or individual employees. Proficiency scales are used to measure the competencies. During performance reviews, an employee's proficiency in the required competencies can be evaluated. Competency categories allow you to group related competencies together for better organization. For example, you may have categories for leadership competencies, functional competencies, etc. Competency classes are an additional level of grouping, where you can assign multiple categories to a class. This screenshot shows an example of competency categories and classes in the Workday system. On the left, under competency categories, you can see leadership, functional, and foundational as sample categories. On the right, a competency class called manager is selected, with the leadership and functional categories assigned to it. When creating competencies, you can capture important details like name, description, category association, and proficiency scale mapping. Additional details can be maintained at the competency level, including associating core actions, knowledge domains, skills, and proficiency scales. Proficiency rating scales are used to measure employee proficiency in a particular competency. Multiple rating scales can be configured, each with various proficiency ratings defined. These ratings can have score values assigned, which allows calculating overall competency proficiency. Proficiency ratings attributes provide another level of detail for the ratings within your competency proficiency scales. Descriptions and capabilities can be defined for each rating. This screenshot shows an example proficiency rating attribute configuration, with capabilities defined per rating. This helps further define the specific expectations for each rating level. To add a new competency, use the Create Competency task. This allows you to associate a category, proficiency scale, behaviors tied to scale ratings, and more. The behaviors apply to all levels option is important. If checked, a single set of behaviors is defined. If not, you can have different behaviors per grade or management level. An example of creating a new competency, with details like name, description, category association, and proficiency scale mapping filled in. The behaviors are pulled from the mapped rating scale. Additional competency details can be maintained, like assigning core actions, knowledge domains, skills, and modifying behaviors by rating. For competencies not using level-based behaviors, a single set of behaviors by proficiency rating is defined. To configure different behaviors per level, compensation grade or management level must be enabled. Then for a competency, behaviors specific to each level can be maintained. Here is an example showing how the problem-solving competency has different behavior definitions across junior, mid-level, and senior management levels. Competencies can be associated to job families and management levels using the Maintain Competencies tasks. This assigns the competencies to all job profiles within those groups. At the job profile level, competencies can also be assigned, marked as required, and have desired proficiency ratings set. Any workers in that job inherit these competencies. This screenshot shows competencies assigned to a job profile. The Competencies from Other Sources section displays competencies inherited from the job family or management level. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to go into more detail on any of these Workday competency configuration concepts. Please subscribe our channel to get more informative videos on Workday.